Hi there, this is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 2 with Playing on a Budget with Black-White Heroics. I changed up the deck list a little bit. I've added these Rakdos Cacklers to try to really be synergistic with the Ordeal of Erebos and just be a more aggressive one-drop than what we had before, to add some more one-drops actually to try to get in there for some extra damage. And this also gives us a little bit of a buffer to sack cards like Devour Flesh. If we have 2 guys out, we can sack the creature that's not enchanted, not just get completely blown out by Devour Flesh. So this is a mulligan hand, unfortunately. I mean, I could play a Favored Hoplite and have an Ethereal Armor on him, but I don't think it's worth it to actually risk this. So yes, I'm going to mulligan this. And this is a much better hand. We do need to draw into one more land. It's more of a late game thing. I would like a 1-drop, but it's keepable. We have a black and a white. We do need to draw into either a black or a white to be able to hook up the Agent of Fates or the Fabled Hero. Good news is we're up against a green deck, and these tend to do very well against green decks that try to go over the top of you. There's an Ordeal of Erebos. Not liking to see that guy. We've got to draw into one of our 1-drops next turn. As this guy, okay, so it's red, so it's a little bit, the deck's a little bit better, as it probably does run like Mizium Mortars or another removal that can actually get rid of my card. But I mean, the good news about red removal is you can become out of reach. Like the Fabled Hero hooked up with a Ordeal of Erebos will take 1 attack and it will get out of range of the Lightning Strike, but still be in range of Mizium Mortars. But a few attacks and you're completely out of range of any sort of burn spell. So hopefully we draw into a land here. A Fencing Ace is going to be okay. It's not going to be horrible, as we're able to hook up the Ordeal of Erebos on it. See if he has the removal for the Fencing Ace. And if he does, see, it's going to be 4 mana for a Polychronos. What we really need to do is draw into a land. And yeah, I'm not going to make that trade. I need to draw into a land so that I can hook up a Gift of Orzhov. I'm in very, very dire straits here. So hopefully land top deck. It's going to be a Tormented Hero. That definitely isn't going to be the play. If I put an Ordeal of Erebos, it doesn't do much. Yeah, unfortunately, we missed lands in, again, 3 draws here. Needed to hit that land for Gift of Orzhov. Gift of Orzhov was put on the Fencing Ace. We could swing for 4 and 4 lifelink, and we would be in pretty decent shape. But this Tormented Hero is pretty much dead. I don't think I can really do much with the Ordeal of Erebos on the Fencing Ace at the moment. I mean, I could throw this on and then hook up a Gift of Orzhov the following turn, and then I could swing in for 6 lifelink damage, and maybe that's the only way I'm going to beat this. But I mean, he can just already monstrosity this and kill my Fencing Ace. So, pretty horrible. In fact, he's going to be able to activate that. He's going to actually be able to do that twice now and wipe my board. So missing that land drop was crucial. It's going to be the difference between winning and losing this game, as if I was able to hook up a... Yeah, he's going to monstrosity wipe my board here. Yeah, so yeah, the difference between not drawing a land in 3 turns and drawing a land in turn would have been the difference between winning and losing this match, as both of these are going to die here. I don't know if I can actually draw in anything here. I guess it was a poor choice for me to actually... No, I had to actually cast that and see if he just missed a land. Now we get a land, but it's too little too late. I'm not going to be able to get anything out here. I can go Agent of Fates and just block, but then we're going to die to the damage here. I can't... Well, yep, I'm going to concede and go on to the next one. So a little bit unlucky there with the mulligan and the lands. Illustrator does not come in, neither does Xathrid Necromancer. None of these really... Pacifisms are actually pretty decent in this matchup, and I did take out some main-boarded passives. I'm going to take out the Ordeal of Erebos. We're going to bring in the Pacifisms. I don't think Immortal Servitude... That's another thing I'm trying out here with all the 1-drops, to bring in a 1 of Immortal Servitude in against the Supreme Verdict decks. I don't think I need God's Willing in this matchup, and maybe I do. Maybe it's a creature-based deck, and I can actually go down in the creatures and go up in... But, I mean, this is so dependent on me hitting... Well, we're going to try some God's Willing here. They could be nice little finishers. I'm not quite sure I need the Fencing Ace, the power of the Fencing Ace. He has enough chump blocker, so we'll bring in another God's Willing here and call this good. Hopefully hook up a 1-drop really early to a Ethereal Armor or Scourgemark type thing, and then get in there for some damage, and then use some controller evasion to finish off this game. So again, don't need the Xathrid Necromancer. He's coming against Supreme Verdict decks. Unless in the ranks there's no Elspeth. So hopefully we'll be able to get this done. So yes, I'd like to play first. Hopefully I don't have to mulligan again. So a little bit unlucky here. We have to mulligan, and this is a horrible, horrible hand, so we have to mulligan again. And this, if anything's going to do, it's going to be this one. So we can start off with a Favored Hoplite and hook it up to an Ethereal Armor. I just don't know if five cards is going to get us there. Again, these can be kind of clunky draws. It's the lands that are giving us the issues. I don't want him to ramp, but at the same time, okay, this might change things. I might actually want to throw an Ethereal Armor on the Fabled Hero. I mean, I could get in there for 3 damage though, and I think I am going to do that. I'm going to save the Ethereal Armor for the Fabled Hero, because if anything's going to get me there, it's going to be a huge double striker you can't deal with. So I'm going to do 1 damage to him, and hopefully he doesn't ramp too much. And it looks like he might have missed a land drop. No, he didn't, so he's okay. And Scavenging Ooze is going to be able to possibly get larger. I'm not liking to draw into that 4th land, but at least it'll allow me to scry the following turn. We'll put out a Fabled Hero, pass the turn to him. Hopefully he doesn't have the removal. If he does have the removal, this is just going to be game. I do believe they run Mizium Mortars. I'm not sure if they run anything else. I mean, a Xenagos or a Domri could come out here, and that could be problematic because he could trade his Scavenging Ooze for my Fabled Hero. And he does have Flames of the Firebrand. And yeah, that might just do it. That was, mulling to 5. My only hope was to hook up that Favored Hoplite. And he's going to exile creature, do 3 damage. And this is probably going to be game because there's not going to be enough ways for me to come out of this. I'm going to draw into lands, of course. When you need lands, you don't get them. When you have too many lands, you get way too many. And look at that on the bottom there. And we'll hook up an Ethereal Armor. And I do believe I do race him, because if I do get like a Gift of Orzhov, I can chuck it on him, and then he's bigger. So Mizium Mortar still kills him, though, is the problem. I mean, I really had to hook up that Domri. Domri's going to be okay. And he misses with Domri, so that's good. And he does attack him with Bull, so if I draw into a card, I can kill Domri next turn. So hopefully, Gift of Orzhov is really the only thing that can get me back in this game. A Plains. So that was what, 4 lands in a row that we just drew into. So I'm going to attack Domri just so he can't fight for whatever reason if he puts like a Polychronos out. But again, I have 1 card in my basically is that going to do it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, not quite. So he is going to scavenge it, and I'm surprised he didn't scavenge it there. Unless he's going to be casting a Polychronos now with the rest of his mana. So, and Blood Me. Okay, so that is that. That is that. Draw into the slew of lands and mulling to 5. You get to see how this deck can work and can get some aggressive draws. I'm not too worried about cards like Flames of the Firebrand. Like I said, a lot of times you can outrace it. Like the Favored Hoplite hooked up with Ethereal Armor is already 3/4 and out of range. And then again, you just play this kind of like the Hexproof deck, except your guys don't have Hexproof. They're just a little bit bigger. Only shows me a... Hey, look at my other one in my hand. Yeah, I mulled to 5. We get it. Anyway, so this deck should actually match up quite well against the green-red matchup. I'm not worried about this matchup at all, actually. So with the amount of like Gift of Orzhov hooked up to a double striker and then out of range of the burn. And I mean, Polychronos, they can ramp pretty well. So this deck does have I think it does play Xenagos as well as the Shrine of Nyx, and they can ramp quite well, but it can have some very awkward draws when it doesn't get what it needs, like the accelerants and stuff, like too many planeswalkers, not enough creatures, and whatnot. So anyway, I can't think of any 2 more horrible draws than what we had. So we're going to play a few more matches here. This is Kevin from GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.